Imagine you're exhausted all the time. You finally decide to do something about it, so you see your doctor. They agree you're tired. Shocking, right? So they write notes saying you're tired and refer you to a sleep specialist. You leave thinking, great, I'm finally getting a CPAP. Not exactly. But here's the part that nobody warns you about. Before a CPAP machine ever arrives at your door, there are several steps that have to happen. First, you go to your physician and they will refer you to a sleep doctor. Second, you need a sleep study to prove that you qualify for CPAP therapy. Then, the sleep doctor has to document your diagnosis, explain why treatment is medically necessary, and write a prescription with all the required details. Then, all of that paperwork gets sent to a durable medical equipment provider, or DME. The DME reviews the paperwork. If your insurance requires it, the paperwork goes out for prior authorization. It gets reviewed, sometimes more than once. With luck, it's approved. Only after all of that can your CPAP order finally be processed and shipped. And here's the worst part. If a signature is missing, if a date is missing, or one sentence isn't worded exactly the way insurance wants, the entire process can come to a complete stop. Not because you don't have sleep apnea, not because you don't need treatment, but simply because of paperwork. And believe it or not, you're still not done. Once you get the CPAP, many insurance plans require you to prove that you're using it. A common requirement is at least 4 hours per night on 70% of nights during a consecutive 30-day period within your first 90 days. If you don't meet those requirements, your insurance may stop covering the machine. So, after jumping through all the hoops to get the CPAP, you now have to prove you're worthy of keeping it. This is called compliance. This is why people leave their appointments expecting a CPAP in a few days and end up waiting weeks or even months. A single issue in the paperwork can stall everything and keep you from getting the treatment that you need. The treatment isn't complicated. Sleeping isn't complicated. But somehow getting a machine that helps you can be. And you're not alone in this process. That's why we created this series, to pull back the curtain and explain every step of the process. Or, if you'd rather skip the circus entirely, there's the CPAP box. No insurance approvals, no prior authorization, no endless waiting. With just a valid prescription, you can rent a CPAP machine for just $29.99 per month, and we'll ship it with the supplies you need in as little as 2 business days. Visit www.thecpapbox.com to get started. Sleeping can be hard. Getting a CPAP shouldn't be.